Hey everyone, welcome to the Breakthrough Entrepreneurs Show, where we empower entrepreneurs to overcome the challenge of work-life balance, burnout, break bad, old, unhealthy, negative habits, behaviors, build new habits, create new rituals, new routines. I'm your host, Muhammad Faraj, and today I'll be talking about be willing to learn from your friends and family members. You see, this is something interesting I learned from my own personal experience in my life. And this is very important topic. Why? Because it feels so sad to see that so many people they feel selfish, they feel stubborn, they feel like they don't need any tips, any advice, any feedback in their life. And unfortunately, they live their life without improvement. They live their life without growth. They live their life without being aware of their mistakes or being aware of the kind of life that they are living. Because your family members, your friends, the people that are closest to you, they know you better. They know who you are. They lived with you for years. So these are the people who are most close to you, and these are the people that you have relationships with, and these are the people can be very helpful. They can be very useful to give you tips, strategies, and provide you with feedback about what you're doing good, what you're doing wrong. They can give you one single advice. They can give you one single feedback. They can give you one simple tips that can change your entire life or that can put you in the right direction. But because of our bad habit of being stubborn or because of our bad behavior of being selfish, and we don't feel like we need tips, we don't feel like we need to get advice from others, we don't feel like we need to get feedback from the closest people in our life. So we live our life randomly and we make the same choices, and sometimes we make the same mistakes, and unfortunately some of those mistakes, some of those habits, some of those behaviors, some of those things that we do in our life, they're wasting so much time, they're wasting a big chunk of our life, whereas you could have asked for advice, you could have get one simple tips from one of your friends, from one of your family members that could transform your life, that could change the way you look at your life, at your future. So I learned this from my own personal experience is because I had people in my life, like family members, friends. They were giving me tips, they were giving me advices, they were telling me what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrongly, but because of my old bad habit of being selfish, stubborn, and not feel like I want to get any information or feedback from others, so I ended up wasting years in my own life. And now when I look back at those people, when I remind myself about what they told me, when I remember the tips, the feedback, the advices that I got from those people, and I did not listen to them, I did not pay attention because of my ego, because I was eager to live my life on my own way, and I did not pay attention to what those people were telling me. So I ended up wasting years in my life. And now if you ask me, if I go back in my life, if I ever be able to go back in my life, I would never skip what they told me. I will embrace all the tips, all the feedback, all the advices that they told me, all the strategies they provided me. I would never skip them. I would embrace them. I would hold on to them. So I know many of you who are listening to me that somebody in your life have told you something or gave you an advice or tips. I don't know. Maybe you listened to them, maybe you took that advice and applied it in your life, or maybe you skipped it, maybe you ignored what they told you because you felt like, oh, I don't need to learn from others. Oh, I don't feel like I want to apply that, or I want to do this. So, or I don't want to accept those suggestions that I was getting from the people that are closest to me, that they know me better than most people. See, the people you work with, they don't really know you. The people that you are involved with or that you partnership with in your business, they don't really know you. They don't have long experience with you. But your family members, your friends, they're the closest to you. Those people, they lived with you. They had relationships with you. They know you very well. They know all the good things and they know all the bad things about you. None of us is perfect. We all have bad things. We all make mistakes, and this includes me. But because of our ego, we try to protect ourselves. Because of our ego, because of our ignorance, we try to ignore what people tells us, and we think that it's not serving us. We think that it's not benefiting us. But my best advice for you is to be willing to learn from your friends, from your family members, and listen to them and take their advice and take their tips and apply them in your life. So, for example, my father was an entrepreneur, but now he's retired. He doesn't work as an entrepreneur anymore. So he used to tell me, Muhammad, I see a talent in you. I see something amazing about you. You're really good in sport. So he told me, you are really good when it comes to training, practicing, and I see you have a powerful mindset and you are strong, very confident, and you are really good in sport. So he told me, always do sport. Always train your body. Always stay healthy. Always practice. Always go to the gym. Always do outdoor running. He even, in fact, bought me some shoes, socks, a bag, even a soccer ball. And he always pushed me to do sport. So I took his advice. I applied it in my life. And since then, I've been feeling so happy, so grateful. And every time I meet other parents, every time I meet other people, I tell them about my story. I tell them about the advice that I got from my dad. So I tell them, push your kids, teach them about sport, help them build better habits. Put like, I don't know, hockey sticks or floorball sticks around their environment. Put some balls like baseball or soccer ball or football in their living room and play sport games for them in their iPad, on the TV, because you are programming your kids' subconscious mind to do sport, to remain healthy, to be positive, to take care their health, to adapt movement in their life, because sport promotes healthy life. When you do too much sport, you stay healthy, you stay positive, you're happy, you're strong, you're confident. So I always tell parents, design an environment for your kids to see visible sport activities, to see visible and visual sport equipments. In fact, some of those families, some of my friends, when they usually invite me for a birthday party for their kids, so I usually buy them presents or gifts, and those presents or those gifts usually are sport equipment. And I usually tell those parents, I tell them, I bought a sport equipment as a birthday present or gift for your kid is because I care about their health, is because I care about their life, about their future. I don't like buying chunky or sugary food or cakes. I don't like buying like iPads or other things that will impact their health because I don't want their kids to learn to be sedentary or to sit still in their daily life. I want them to be activated. I want them to be in love with sport, with taking care of their healthy life. So every time I purchase a birthday present or a gift for any family, friends of mine, I usually buy them sport equipments because I remember my dad programmed my subconscious mind and helped me to build this identity that I am someone who is in love with sport. I love being healthy. I love practicing. I love training. I love doing exercises. I love playing soccer ball. I love doing sport. I love biking. So sport has been a big part of my identity, a big part of my own entrepreneurial life because I believe that as much as sport you do, as much as you move your body, as much as you practice, you train your body, as much as healthier you become, more confident you become. You become more motivated. You become a very happy, healthy, fulfilled person when you do too much sport, when you are training your body. And don't misunderstand me that I don't mean to skip your work. I don't mean to just put so much pressure on your body by doing heavy intensity training and lifting weights, all that. No, that's not good for your health. But like having this identity of I am a type of person who loves sport, who loves training, who loves moving their body, who loves taking care of their health, that is powerful. So if you build this habit of I am a type of person that I love sport because I know sport makes me a happy, healthy, and confident person. So I took that advice from my dad and I applied it in my life. And even though I immigrated from my home country, from Iraq, to here, to Sweden, to the Western countries, and I took this advice with me everywhere. So now I do sport every day. I do sport even during the weekend. I do sport even when I'm traveling, even when I'm visiting friends. I always do sport. I always take care of my body. I always train. I always practice. I always carry my sport equipments, my sport clothes, my water barrel with me everywhere. So I have adopted this identity. I have adopted this habit in my life. But thanks to that advice that I got from my family. And another personal experience that I had with a guy, which he is a friend of mine. And when I used to be my old version, and I would go to work late, I would be constantly skipping my shadow, skipping blocks of time in my calendar. I would extend my time. Like if we would agree with each other that we're going to the gym together at, like, let's say at 18 p.m. So I would show up to him at 18:15 or 18:30. And this happened many times, and my friend got disappointed and felt frustrated about my habit. And I remember when I made a mistake before in my old job where I went to work late because I wasn't feeling healthy because of my old version. I was very unhealthy. I was feeling terrible in my daily life. So I remember when I made a mistake in my old job and he was working with me, he gave me one of the best advices in my life, and that advice changed my life. So I remember we had this discussion, this conversation about time management, about having a calendar, about having a procedure calendar or time management. I remember we discussed this topic. He told me, Muhammad, I see you have a bad habit. I notice you have a bad behavior. You're extending your time. You tell me I will show up at 18 p.m. You show up at 18:15. You tell me we're gonna go to that city to buy some stuff and you come to me late. So he told me, I noticed that you have a bad habit of extending time. We both agreed that we would go somewhere or attend any event at a particular specific time, but you show up late to me. And he told me you do the same when you come to work. And we were talking about my daily routines, my daily habits, and I remember I told him, Jay, I take shower and it usually takes me like from 30 to 40 minutes taking one single shower. And he was blown away. He was shocked. He was so confused. He told me, what the hell? It takes you 30, 40 minutes to take one single shower? And he told me, man, you have a really bad habit. I told him, why? I told him, isn't that correct? Like, I think everyone would take that long shower. No, he told me, do you know how long it takes me to take one single shower and I do it fast? Well, I asked, how long? Well, he told me, it usually takes me only 10 minutes to take one single shower. It doesn't matter how hard I have worked, or if I came from work, or if I came from the gym or from training. So he told me it takes me only 10 minutes to take a shower. Why the hell would it take you from 30 to 40 minutes of shower? So I remember that day when we had this discussion about time management. I felt so disappointed over my habit. I felt so frustrated about my behavior because I looked at other people. They're taking only 10 minutes of shower. They're showing up on time. And I am the one who used to be my old version, and I am the one who has bad habits, bad behaviors, going everywhere very late, extending time, and taking me too long to do activities like taking shower. So I remember he gave me this advice that he told me, set a timer, work on your time management, improve your calendar, start breaking your old bad habits, your old behaviors, and start building better habits. Do this, don't do this. I remember he gave me one of the best advice in my life, and since I applied his advice, I always remember what he told me. I always remember that time, that moment when we were talking and discussing about time management, about following a calendar. And I always remember that moment. I always remember his advice. I always remember that place where we were standing and talking about this subject or about this topic. So sometimes one advice, one single tips can save you a lot of time. One single advice, one single tips, one single feedback can show you what you've been doing wrong, what you've been doing correctly, what is good about you, what is negative about you. One single feedback, one single advice, one single tips can transform your future, your entrepreneurial life. So I started to think with myself. I said, this guy, he's right. I think I need to start working on my time management habits. I need to start working on my habit of preparing and following a calendar system. So I told myself, why the hell would I waste time, so much extra time taking shower, wasting so much extra time washing dishes or doing other activities? Why can't I just work faster, take shower faster? Why can't I do things more faster? Why can't I just work on my health so I can become better version of myself? so I can save time, so I can use that time in my business, so I can use that extra time, those extra minutes to spend time with my family, with my friends, with doing fun, enjoyable activities. Why the hell would I waste so much extra time in my daily life, whereas I could save hours by relaxing, by resting, by doing enjoyable fun activities, by spending time with my friends? So I started to transform my life because I became aware of my bad habits. And that friend was giving me a feedback and advice about what my bad habits were and what I was doing wrong. And I started to fix this damage. I started to fix those bad habits. I started to replace those bad habits. And another friend gave me one of the best advices in my life that changed my whole entire entrepreneurial life. So I used to work with a guy, his name was Emmanuel. This guy, he was from Mexico. So he was on a visit here in Sweden, and I got to know him at my work, and we started to talk and get to know each other, and then we became friends. So when I used to meet this friend, this Mexican friend at my work, and we used to talk about community, about social life, about girls, about dating, all that. So I remember every time I used to meet him and talk to him, and he knows that I used to talk to him and discuss the dating or relationships topic. So I used to complain a lot to him. I used to tell him, man, I am single. I don't have any girl in my life. I can't find the perfect girl. I've asked many girls. I'm going on Tinder. I'm downloading many apps in my mobile phone. I'm registering dating apps accounts. I'm paying memberships. And I don't seem like I'm finding the perfect person or the perfect fit for my relationship. I can't find my dream girl. So every time I used to meet him and we would talk about this topic. So I remember one day, after a while, he told me, Muhammad, I can give you one best advice that can transform your life, and you will always thank me for this advice. You will be always grateful for your life because you listened to me, because you took my advice. So he was giving me an advice. He was giving me a feedback about what I was doing wrongly. He told me, Muhammad, you're studying and you're working on building a business. And he told me the best thing you can do is to focus on your business, to focus on your studies, to focus on your health, to focus on your habits, to focus on your life transformation, and most importantly, to focus on your future. He told me, please leave the girls alone. Delete all those dating apps. They're just wasting your time. They're wasting your money, and they are keeping you off track. The reason why you can't focus in your business, the reason why you can't focus in your studies, the reason why you can't focus on your well-being, on your health, is because you're constantly distracting yourself by downloading those dating apps, and you are logging in and paying so much membership fees, and you're distracting yourself by wasting so much time scrolling on those pictures, and most of them are fake images. And he told me, please leave the dating, leave the girls alone, leave the relationships. You don't need to have a girl, you don't need to have a relationship. Just live with yourself. Be happy with your health, be happy with your life, be grateful for what you have, and do not distract yourself by these apps. He told me, I've met few girls and I had bad experiences, and none of those relationships worked well for me. And he told me, I made the decision that I'm gonna stay away from those apps, from those dating apps, and I'm gonna just enjoy my life. I'm gonna enjoy my health. I'm gonna find hobbies. I'm gonna do sport. I'm gonna go to the gym, doing workout. I'm gonna play soccer ball. I'm gonna join a sport club and just enjoy my life. Just have fun. Just be happy with what I have. Just be happy with my life. And he told me, I got tired of this dating thing or building relationships, and I felt like I'm losing so much time, losing so much energy. I'm constantly attached and addicted to dating, to building relationships. So many of us, we waste so much time. We distract ourselves. We don't focus on our families. We don't focus on our health. We don't care so much about our health. We don't focus and care about our future, our business, because we are constantly bombarded or distracted by so many negative thoughts, feelings, emotions that comes from those dating apps, from those relationships, from having the wrong relationship or meeting the wrong person. And we waste so much time. We waste a big chunk of our life chasing love, chasing dating, chasing entertainment or fun. So I remember he gave me this advice, and he gave me a feedback on what I'm doing wrong, and I went and I applied it in my life. I told myself, this guy was correct. Emmanuel was totally right. I'm doing it wrong. I need to focus on my health. I need to focus on my future, because I can't focus. I'm unable to focus on building a successful business. I'm unable to be productive in my work, in my software development studies. I couldn't, because I was so attached. I was so addicted to those dating apps. And I always searched and tried to find a relationship or the perfect person. So I took his advice. I applied it in my life, and I promise you, if you do the same, you will live a very happy, very healthy, very fulfilled life. Because since I gave up that bad habit, since I deleted those dating apps, since I stopped wasting my time, wasting my money, distracting myself, procrastinating on those apps, since I broke that bad habit, I feel a big transformation, a big change in my own daily entrepreneurial life, because I'm feeling much happier, much fulfilled, much lighter. I feel much faster in my performance, in my daily life. I'm not addicted to anybody, to those apps. I'm not so attached, so connected to pleasure, to entertainment, to doing fun, to a relationship. I mean, with all respect for all my listeners, for all the females, for all the girls, women that are listening to me, with all respect for them, I don't mean that we should not seek to find the perfect relationship. I don't mean that we should not date. I don't mean that we should ignore our girls or the women in our life. No. They are wonderful. They are amazing. They are lovable. They are respectful. But there are many ways to find the perfect relationship. And it should not be only through apps. And it's important that we should focus on our health too, as well. And we should focus on our future as well. We can't just distract ourselves. We can't just skip our routines, our workout, our training. We can't skip our deep, important work, our studies, just for the relationship, just for that dating app. We can't do that. This is a failure, and this is a recipe for living unhappy, unsuccessful, unhealthy, unfulfilled life. So I remember Emmanuel's advice And I always remind myself, I tell myself, today you're different. Today you're new version thanks to that guy. Thanks to his feedback. Thanks to his advice. Because since I applied his advice in my daily entrepreneurial life, I have improved my reading skills. I have improved my writing skills. I'm writing articles, blogs, episodes, like even this episode. I have written it earlier. I've been improving skills about learning, about growing. I have improved my habits. I've been going to the gym so often. And I'm so in love with my life. I'm so in love with my healthy life. I love going to the gym. I love going out doing sport and moving my body and exercising my body. Because unfortunately, nowadays, I notice so many young people nowadays, they skip their gym. They skip their sport clubs. They skip their favorite sports. They skip their school homework. They skip their studies. They skip healthy life because of that relationship, because of that dating app, because of scrolling on social media. Or I met a guy, he was spending or wasting 7 to 8 hours every day talking to his girlfriend. And she was living in another city, which is like, 2 hours away from his city. He would spend 7 to 8 hours talking to that girl. He would not show up to his baseball practices or training. He would show up late to those baseball games. He would not travel with his team to play games in other cities. He would skip his workout. He would skip his training. He would not focus on working. He didn't even have a job because he was getting money from his parents and wasting 7 to 8 hours talking to that girl. So imagine not taking advice or tips or feedback from one of the most important people in our life, from the people that are most close to us, the people that we love, that we care, and they love us, they care about us, they believe in us. If one of those people give you a feedback or advice, please listen to them. Take it, apply it in your daily life. It can transform your daily life. It can transform your business. It can help you achieve your goals. It can help you become a very successful entrepreneur. It can make a big difference in your daily life. Take it, apply it. Don't ignore that advice, that feedback, that tips. So be willing to learn from others. Be willing to accept their suggestion, their feedback, their advice. And do not skip, do not ignore. Because you never know what can happen. So that's it. That's what I got for you in this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching or listening to this content. And this is one of the most important topics that I have talked about so far in my podcast, because I learned from my own personal experience that it's very important to be willing to learn from the people that they know us very well, that they have lived with us for years. They're the ones who knows us exactly who we are, how we are, and who we should be. So thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode, and I can't wait to publish a new episode. Bye everyone. Yeah.